Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. And to the 4 or 5 people that still watch my channel, how you doing? This is probably my third time recording this video, but now that I finally have lights and a green screen behind me, I can finally do it now. So, without further ado, here are my picks for my top 10 best and worst roller coasters I've ever ridden. Keep in mind though, this is my personal opinion and not yours, so be respectful about it. But if you feel like you disagree, let me know in the comments. Comment down below. Give me something to interact with, because there's only like 5 people that watch this channel. Let's go! Now to start off this list with the top 10 worst roller coasters I ever ridden, number 10 is the VIBORA at Six Flags Over Texas. It's a fun concept and a pretty cool ride, but the problem is the capacity is super low, so even on a not so crowded day, you're waiting almost an hour, and the brakes hurt like hell, so it's kind of outdated, not too well. Number 9, which is also at Six Flags Over Texas, MR.FREEZE Reverse Blast. The problem that I have with this ride, as well as many other Six Flags rides, is that they're way too short. It's just pure intensity, 30 seconds, and then it's done. Like, you don't really get any time to process what just happened or if you enjoyed it or not. It's just then and done. Wait another hour and a half to ride it again. So number 8 is Boardwalk Bullet at KEMAH Boardwalk in Houston. The problem I have with this ride is that it hurts like hell and it's just not very fun. Next one. Number 7 is Wildcat at Hershey Park, which is also a wooden coaster, and you might be thinking to yourself, hey Daniel, why are most of these coasters on your not so liked list wooden? Because a lot of wooden coasters are trash. Number 6 is every single Batman the Ride clone. Not that these are necessarily a bad ride, the problem is that there are way too many of them, all over at almost every single Six Flags park, and I don't know who is behind these people thinking that, oh, just put a new Batman clone ride at your park and nobody will notice. Like, bitch, there are 3 of them in Texas, 2 of them in the same city, in San Antonio. You really think that we won't notice, bitch? Like, come on, dude, get a better coaster than that. Number 5 is Apocalypse at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Pretty much the same kind of ideas from the previous wooden coasters on this list. Uncomfortable, painful, and it makes me feel like I'm getting castrated. Number 4, every single VEKOMA Boomerang. They're kind of fun when you go forward, but then when you go backwards, you leave the ride with a big headache, and that's not very fun. Number 3 is the Joker at Six Flags Over Texas, as well as every single... Mittens. Oh god. Mittens! Number 3 is the Joker at Six Flags Over Texas, as well as every single S&S free spin ever. I have 2 main problems with this ride. 1, some people say that you get good rides out of it, and some people say you get bad. Sometimes it's different. But I have never gotten a good ride on it. All it does is leave me with a massive headache, and I want to just cry after. And the other main problem I have with it is that Six Flags thinks that it's a new, innovative thing. Like, we don't know that you don't just copy them and put them at every single one of your parks. The thing that I have with that is that Six Flags Over Texas hasn't gotten a good roller coaster in 2011. New Texas Giant, the first RMC. When is Six Flags Over Texas gonna do something good for its own home park? For the past like 4 or 5 years, it's been nothing but spinning rides. And not even good spinning rides. Why do you think Harley Quinn Spinsanity is always closed? Because it's crap. Six Flags, spinning does not equal fun. Bitch. Number 2, probably one of the most terrifying roller coasters I've ever been on, Little Dipper at Sandy Lake. It's a shame that this coaster is so horrifying and I couldn't even sit up after getting off of this thing because it was just so horrible and terrifying for me to endure, and I hope that I never have to ride it again. And finally, number 1, the worst roller coaster I've ever been on, Green Lantern at Six Flags Magic Mountain. This ride is a ball buster, and the second you hit that first drop, you immediately regret getting on this ride and waiting 45 minutes for a ride where you pretty much just get neutered on the spot, and you can barely even walk after you get off of it because you're in so much pain. Okay, now that that crap is out of the way, here's the top 10 best roller coasters I've ever ridden. Now before I get into the top 10 list, here are a few honorable mentions. Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket at Universal Studios, Florida. This ride is just a buttload of fun, and that non-inverting loop is super fun. And the fact that you get to choose your own music while riding it is an even better factor to it. And the next honorable mention is Full Throttle at Six Flags Magic Mountain. That loop is ginormous. It is one of the biggest things that I've ever ridden, although my second favorite thing to ride on. And then my final honorable mention is Shockwave at Six Flags Over Texas. This is one of my favorite coasters at the park, and it never fails to give an excellent ride every single time. The loops are fun, and the ejector air time is off the wall. Now with that out of the way, here's the top 10 best roller coasters I've ever ridden. Number 10 is SKYRUSH at Hershey Park. This coaster is unbelievable. That first drop is insane, the airtime is off the wall, and yeah, it's fantastic. Number 9 is Revenge of the Mummy at Universal Studios, Florida. The theming is amazing, and for an indoor roller coaster, it is fantastic. Not really much else I can say. Number 8 is Viper at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Now a lot of people may be saying, oh, this ride is trash, it sucks. I like it though. I like it because it was on a lot of VHSs that I watched when I was a kid, of a lot of stuff that happened at Six Flags Magic Mountain, and Viper was one of the main ones on it, and so I always wanted to ride that when I was a kid, so I like it. It's really neat. Number 7 is Twisted Colossus at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Probably one of the coolest RMCs that I have been on so far, and it's really cool that you get to ride both sides of it twice. It's really fun. Number 6 is Dragon Challenge at Universal Studios. This ride was fantastic. Even though I didn't get to ride it when it was racing because I only got to go there twice, it is still unbelievable, and RIP. Number 5 is Expedition Everest at Walt Disney World in Florida. This is fantastic. The theming is great, the drop is really awesome, and just the atmosphere and area that it's at in a whole freaking mountain is super cool and a lot of fun. Number 4 is TATSU at Six Flags Magic Mountain. This is the only flying coaster I've ever been on, and it is probably the only one I'll ever need to go on because it's completely insane. That pretzel loop makes you feel like someone is sitting on your face, and it feels fantastic. Number 3 is Montu at Busch Gardens, Tampa. This is probably one of the best inverted coasters I've ever been on because it's stupid fun, it's fast, and the trenches make it really fun too. So, it's great. Number 2 is Ninja at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Now, I've wanted to ride this coaster ever since I was a kid because I had this one VHS tape of kid songs, and it gives me a lot of nostalgia when I was watching it when I was a kid. When I finally rode it in summer 2016, it blew my expectations. Well, not necessarily because it was fast or it was super crazy exciting, but just because it was fun. It was really neat, and I love the idea of a suspended roller coaster, and I wish that more companies in the future would bring this style back. With all of that out of the way, number 1, X2 at Six Flags Magic Mountain. This is number 1 for a lot of people, and understandably so. It is insane. That first drop where it spins you and you just go facing towards the ground and you're just free falling towards the ground, and then it flips you last second. So crazy. It's awesome. So that was my pick for the top 10 best and worst roller coasters I've ever ridden. Now, I've recorded this video maybe 3 or 4 separate times, and now that I have some actual equipment, I can do it even better. So, thanks for watching, and for the 4 people that have made it to the end, click that subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment for your boy. And with that, thank you. Bye.